Oh, no. Okay,
There,
well,
you're recording. It says it.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's talk about our big business launch. If you guys were attracted to one thing about this business, if you're like me, that one thing was probably the fact that we don't do parties. I mean, can I get an amen? Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. We don't. We are not a parties-based business. And I'm so thankful for that. I feel like it's one of the defining factors that really sets Rodan & Fields apart from so many other businesses out there. And I'm so thankful that I don't have to bombard my network with weekly events that they have to go to in order for me to be successful, because that's not the case. However, when you do start your Rodan & Fields business, whether or not you are brand new yesterday, or you are 2 weeks in, or you're like Terry, 2.5 years restarting her business, one of the things that we really encourage you guys to do from day one is to start planning a launch event for yourself where you're going to alert your network and really get the word out of what you're doing. It's the one and only event that we really encourage you to do. And the purpose of that is really not only to get the word out to your network that you've started your own business and you're an entrepreneur in your own right, and you have something super desirable that you want to share with people, but really, like, it's the first thing that generates like an excitement in yourself. Like, I remember the excitement that I had when I was planning my launch event, not because I was going to host a party, but because it was my opportunity to share with so many people what I was doing. And did I know what I was going to say when I was reaching out to people? No. But I knew that I was excited about what I was doing. And I knew that if I could get as many people that I knew and loved in a room and tell them what I was doing it, whether or not they bought anything or not, whatever. But it was a way that they were going to be able to see that I was excited about this. So that really is the purpose of your launch event. It's to get your business off to a fast start from the get-go. So that's why we encourage you to plan to have your launch event as soon as possible. You may not know anything about the products the night you have your launch event, and that's okay. I learned so much from mine, and I'll tell you a little bit about me. Oh, I forgot to do that, because you guys are like, who are you? Ash, we don't know you. Okay, let's pause. My name's Ashley Sternagel. You might also know me as the person who is in Kick-Ash a lot. If you guys are in that Facebook group, that's me. I am 4 years into the business. I am probably, well, I guess I'm the highest in the lineage of leaders that you guys are familiar with right now if you're new to the business. So it goes me, Lauren McSwain, who is direct to me, Mindy Dunn, who is direct to her, and I'm just listing out our Premier Level 5 leaders right now, and then Alyssa Dunn, Kelly Miller, and Susan Chacon. Denise and Sarah are also under Kelly. So that's kind of our Level 5 lineage. But Lauren and I are celebrating the fact that we earned our Lexuses in January. We're celebrating in Nashville this weekend. I think that I'm going to see some of you guys there, and I'm so excited about it. We're knee deep or neck deep or eye deep in party planning right now. So it's going to be really, really fun. But I started the business 4 years ago, really to be able to add to our bottom line. We had decided to send my daughter to a private Christian school, and we were really excited about the opportunity of sending our son there too. But my husband said, hey, listen, Ash, if we want to send 2 kids to a really expensive Christian school, then you're going to have to think about what you want to do. And I was like, well, I want to do Rodan & Fields. I had watched lots of friends. We lived in Dallas before we moved to Chicago. I'd watched lots of friends succeed in their Rodan & Fields businesses, so it wasn't something that was brand new to me. I really had a really good sideline view of what this business could do, and I watched for about 1.5 years before I jumped in. if I could do anything, it would be to have caught that vision on day one and not waited a year and a half, because the person who initially introduced me to the business is now one of the top earners in the entire company. So her name is Christy Nutter, and you'll hear her name tossed around if you are in the RF Newbie Experience page, because that's her baby. So Christy Nutter is one of my good friends from Dallas. And really the beauty of what this business has done for my family, as I've been in it for 4 years now, it not only gives you financial freedom if you work for that, but it has been such a joy and a privilege to walk and run alongside women and men who are looking for something more, whether that's financial, whether that is social, whether that is emotional. This business fulfills so many needs, some of which you don't even know you have until you get into this business and you realize, oh my gosh, like I am so much more of a whole person because of what this business has given me. I'm a better mom, I'm a better wife, I'm a better friend. I all of a sudden realized that I'm a leader. So there's so many things. And so when you guys really get into this business, and as you really plug in to the Facebook groups and you build a team and you become a closer part of the one that you're in now, really take stock and grab onto those things, because it is a wild and crazy ride, and you guys are in for just an amazing experience. We have incredible leaders to run alongside you, and I know it's going to bless your socks off. So anyway, that's a long blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of a rambler, you guys will know. But that's a little bit about me. So I'm Ashley Sternagel. You'll see a lot of me. Okay, back to our BBLs. So we're not a party-based business. We covered that. We covered why we do an event in the first place, because we want to get out the word to your network that you are now an RNF consultant and have so much wonderful skincare that you want to share with them. And you also have an incredible opportunity that can bless their lives. So how do you do that? Maybe you're new to your area and you have no contacts whatsoever. Maybe you have 5 different networks and you don't know how to combine them all. There are so many ways to make your initial launch event work and be successful. But the first thing that I want to impress upon you guys is that the faster you set that launch date on your calendar, the faster you do it, the better it is. So I did mine 3 weeks into my business. I usually coach all my new consultants, if they can, to do it within their first 2 weeks. We really do want you to get off to the fastest start possible. And again, I mentioned that you don't need to know anything in order for you to launch your event. And it's true, you don't at all. Your sponsor is going to be there every single step of the way. And really, we'll get into this in a moment, but your job is really just to have a great time. That's really it. So before you start getting stressed out, like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything, or I don't know what I'm going to say, or I don't even know what to do, just know that that's your sponsor's job. That's not yours. Your job is to set a date and to send out invitations, and that's it. That's all. So let that be comforting to you, because it was for me. So who do you invite to your launch event? I joke around with people and I say you invite everyone who has a breath in their body, everyone that you know that is in your Facebook contacts, that's in your phone contacts, that's on your family tree, that's on your Christmas card list. You invite every single one of those people. Are they going to come if they live in Alaska? No, probably not. But the thing about it is that if you let everybody in your network know what you're doing, you're creating a reason to then follow back up with them. So you're creating a reason to have that secondary conversation with them. So go ahead and invite everybody. They may come, they may not come, but you are going to have the opportunity to have a follow-up conversation with them. Where should you host your event? So I have been to my fair share of launch events. Some people have rented out a restaurant. Some people have rented out an event space. Some people have done some wild and crazy things. Guys, the purpose of this event truly is just keep it simple. Most of the events, about 90% of the ones that I have hosted or have Skyped into or have been a part of are in someone's home. So my living room is right here. That's where I had mine. Most people have them in the comfort of their home. Number one, because if you aren't familiar with what you're going to talk about at your launch event, you might as well be comfortable, right? So put yourself in a position where you feel at home. If that's your home, great. If it's your mom's living room, fabulous. Wherever it is that you can feel at home, host it there. If you have a small space, don't be worried. I mean, people have sat on floors, people can cram in. We're women, we go with the flow. So just keep it simple. The next thing that we would talk about is how you invite people. And again, I've seen lots of people use lots of different ways of inviting. And my favorite has always been paperless posts. There's lots of online invitation options and engines out there that you can take advantage of and browse through and look at. Paperless post, I feel like, offers a really classy and pretty extensive selection of invitations to choose from. So whether you want to keep your theme more fun, they have invitations that will go along with that. If you want to do something a little bit more formal and elegant, there's invitations that obviously match up with that theme too. Not to put Terry on the spot, but she is doing an event this month that was so cute called Terry, what was it? Taco Tuesday. And it was like margaritas, mimosas, and mini facials. So just whatever it is that is catchy and fun, but the focus is going to be on the fact that you are starting a business that you want to tell people about. So I'm going to share a screen really quick with you guys. I know Lauren did this on Thursday, so let's see if I can have as much success as she did. Give me just a second. So in our Facebook pages, we have groups that you may or may not belong to yet. And if you're not in these groups, let one of your leaders know and we will make sure that you're added. Can you guys see this? Give me a quick thumbs up. Thanks, Janet. This photo album is found in the RF Newbie Experience, which I think most of you should be in. So I picked this one. If you go to this hashtag RF Newbie Experience Facebook page, which is where the Bob Heilig training also happens, so you guys should be familiar with it. If you go to photos and then go to albums, this right here, the BBL invite ideas, is an album that exists in this page. It just really gives you some fun ideas of what people have done in the past. You can feel free to copy this text. You can take the theme and run with it. But there's lots of things that you can do, obviously, from something super simple to something, leave the age to wine and cheese. So again, I'll let you guys browse through those, but this is found in the RF Newbie Experience. Another one that you guys can find is in, sorry, my daughter's getting home from swimming, is in Team Hope. And if you go into Team Hope, if you're a part of that group, you can go into photos and albums, and there are setup pictures, so you can see samples of people's BBL displays, which I always think is fun. This is probably the most standard one that I've seen done here. But again, you can see that things are very, very simple here. You don't need to get crazy and fancy and flower arrangements and crazy things. The focus is truly on the product, and that's it. So keep it simple. Okay, so back to paperless post. When you're inviting people on paperless post, you have the option to keep your event list private or keep your invite list private. And let me tell you why I recommend doing that. When you invite 250 people to an event and you get RSVPs from 12 people, those 12 people are like, she invited 250 people and 12 people are coming. I don't know. Maybe this event isn't such a big deal. Maybe she won't miss me if I don't show up. So my suggestion is always to keep the invite list private. That way people don't know, number one, how many people you invited, and they don't know how many people are coming. So they're less inclined to be like, oh, she won't miss me if I, can't make it last minute. Because guys, I will tell you, and Kelly can reiterate this too, one of the things that drives us crazy in this business, and we've all been to parties, so we know that people are going to cancel at the last minute. They're going to tell you that they're coming up until the 11th hour, and then all of a sudden someone's going to come down with the throw-up flu and they're not going to be able to make it. Or their husband is not able to help with the kids or whatever. So things are going to happen and people are going to cancel the day of your event. Yes, I know, it's the rudest thing ever, but it happens. And I don't want you guys to be discouraged when that happens. I want you to think instead that it is, again, just an opportunity for you to follow up with them at a later date. So just know that. So keep your invitation list private. It really does do everyone a favor. Hang on just 1 second, guys. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Go get ready for bed. Mommy's on a work call. Sorry, guys. Okay, the day before your event, I want you guys to look at your invitation list and see who all is coming. And I want you to send a text or a private message on Facebook to every single one of those people that have said they are attending. Let them know that you're so looking forward to seeing them. Let them know that the grand opening of your business is going to be an awesome success and that you can't wait to share it with them personally. You can't wait for them to feel the products that are changing your skin. You want them to know that there's absolutely no pressure for them to buy anything, but you can't wait to hug their neck and celebrate the fact that you're doing something that is fun and crazy and entrepreneurial, and you're just super excited that they're going to share in the experience with you. That text, number one, is always a fun thing to get. It lets people know that you're looking forward to seeing them, number one. But when you do that, it gives, it cuts down on those last minute cancellations, because, if somebody tells you that they're excited to see you tomorrow and all of a sudden the next day comes, they're less likely to cancel because they obviously know that you've acknowledged the fact that they are indeed coming, and you see that. You might also ask them, hey, do you prefer red or white wine? I'm going to the liquor store right now to buy cocktails for tonight. So let me know what your preference is, and I'll make sure to have what you love. Again, if they know you're buying something specifically for them, they're less inclined to bow out. Again, you're going to have it happen. It just is the nature of the beast, but we'll try and cut down on that as much as possible. Okay, let's see. We talked about the no-show because, yes, it's not a fun thing. Let's talk about your display. So we saw a couple examples of those in those pictures, and you can definitely go back and look at some of those. Again, the key word is simple here. I've used chargers that you can get from Michael's. You can get them from the dollar store too. Just colored chargers. You can match them up with the different regimens. You can put glass beads or pebbles on them for a little added flair. It lets the product stand out. It keeps things really clean. Again, simple. You can print out before and after pictures that you might have of yourself if you've been using the products for a while. If you have friends who've been using the products for a while, or we have tons of before and after pictures that are approved by corporate that you can absolutely use, print out, laminate, and put on your display table. It's a wonderful conversation starter. And it's also really nice for people to see that these products really do work, especially since they know that if you haven't been using them for a year before you joined the business, that you're probably using them for the first time yourself. So you can speak to how much you love them, but maybe you haven't seen, dramatic results yet. So use the before and after pictures that you can find in our team pages. If you're ever looking for something specific, you can go to the IRF Facebook page. That's IRF Facebook page, and you can go to their before and after picture album, and they have fabulous before and after pictures there. Food and drinks. This, again, is not an opportunity for you to spend money that you've not yet made. That's why we just tell you to keep it simple. You do not need to break the bank for this event. Those online invitations are free. Don't pay anything for them when you don't have to. The event food and beverages can be simple too. I've done a baked brie and some desserty things, and then red and white wine. I have been to ones that, and Terry can attest, where people have spent a lot of money putting on an event, but it's not necessary, guys. It just takes the focus off of you and off of the product, and that's really where we want the focus to be. So keep your food and beverage selections really simple and let the products and you be the star of the show, okay? There are several documents that we recommend you guys have on hand at your launch event. I'm going to list these out, but we can reiterate this and spell it out for you in text when I post the training. But the first document that I would recommend that you have is our PC Perks pricing guide. It shows people how much they're going to save on the product by becoming a preferred customer versus ordering retail. It also lets them know what they save if they become a consultant. So we all know that that 25% savings is significant. And for a lot of people, it's an attractive enough savings for them to really consider the business. So that could be one of the most amazing conversation starters you have that just starts from them looking at the pricing sheet. So usually, though, letting them know what that difference in price between preferred customer pricing and retail is a no-brainer for them. So PC Perks pricing guide. The PC Perks enrollment form is another form to have on hand. It allows them to enter or fill out the bottom of the pricing guide with their ordering information, their credit card information. It has a place for them to sign to authorize the fact that you're going to charge their card. And then you can input all of that information after your event. You don't have to take the time to input orders while people are asking you questions left and right. So it's just a good form to have. They can fill that out. You can input those orders later. The products at a glance form, it provides a short description of each one of the products. All of these forms can be found in Pulse in the business development library. So you just plug in these keywords into the search bar and those forms pop right up and you can print them right off. Super, super simple. So products at a glance. The second to last form is the consultant application. You will have probably the chance to talk to people in detail about their interest in the business. Inevitably, once you are at your event and you share your story, which again is your short and sweet, punchy story about why you're doing the business and what you're excited about getting out of it, people are going to be intrigued. They're going to be intrigued too because your sponsor is going to share their story in probably a little bit more detail, and something's going to resonate with them. And they might come up to you afterwards and be like, you know what? I was considering buying Redefine for myself, Reverse for my husband, Soothe for my daughter who has eczema, and now I'm thinking that this business kit right here might give me everything I need, and I want to talk about the business. And you're like, I love this. This is great. And then you're going to be able to show them the consultant application, which really is a paper form of signing up to be a consultant. Again, they can fill that out. You can input that information into the system and get them signed up in no time, but that's a good form to have on hand. The last but not least form that I want you guys to print out is the Getting Started options. The Getting Started options is what you guys looked at and chose your kit from. It's a visual representation of what our kits include. I usually only include and print out the top 2 kits. We all know at this point that it sets you up with the most success. It gives you the biggest bang for your buck on product offerings. So I really start with those. And if they're like, oh my gosh, I just really can't afford this, then we go from there. But having those as a visual representation of what they can get, that's what I have printed out. For the content for your event, so you have people that have come. You may have 2 people that have showed up. You may have 20. I and every single one of your leaders have been to both scenarios. And the wonderful thing that we can tell you is that the number of people who come to your launch event does not depend, what am I trying to say? The number of people does not directly correlate with the success that you're going to have in your business. If you have 2 people or 20 people, you could have 20 people come and 1 person purchase product. Hopefully that's not going to happen. But you may have 2 people show up and that's it. And 1 becomes a consultant and 1 buys $400 worth of product. You just never know. But those 2 people are going to be there to hear from you and to get educated on the product. So the flow of the event, usually when people walk in the door, I give them an iPad or take them to a computer where they can take the solution tool. So they take the solution tool, they figure out what's right for them, and I just let them know, okay, Sally, when we start talking about the products, your solution tool has shown that you should watch out and listen for reverse. So when we start talking about that, tune in because that's the regimen that the doctors have recommended for you. So that allows them to kind of get a teaser, and then they can tune in when they see something familiar that you're going to talk about and it applies to them. So have the solution tool handy, have maybe a couple of them, because if you have more than 2 guests, that iPad can get passed around. Both of those can get passed around in tandem. People mingle. Again, your job is to have a great time. So when you have your launch event, don't worry about, oh my goodness, like what do I do? Your job is to really make sure that your guests have a drink in their hands and that they've taken that solution tool. Beyond that, I want you guys to have the best time ever. This is your night. The focus is on you, but you don't have to know everything. Your job is to really sit back and absorb. And when your sponsor leads this event for you, learn. Just take the opportunity to soak it all in. That's how you learn in this business. Your sponsor will welcome everyone when it's time to kind of get started. I like keeping my events pretty casual, so they either pop a seat on the couch or grab a chair, and I usually sit down with my guests. I don't usually stand in front of a room because it makes me get kind of nervous. So I like keeping it super casual and just making them feel like this isn't some stuffy event that they've come to attend, that we're going to be speaking in 3 hours about products. So I tell them a little bit about the history of the doctors and of our brand. I talk about how we're positioned as the #1 brand in the US, premium skincare and anti-aging, and that we are going to, well, #2, but we are going to be #1 very, very soon. We talk about how we started in high-end retail and how that allowed each and every one of us here tonight to be doing what we're doing because we're able to get a slice of that $2 billion pie that is anti-aging market. And then I talk about my story. I talk about what this business has afforded us financially, emotionally, socially, etc. The success that I've seen personally and the success that my team is seeing. And then I really turn the floor over to you. So I would say, you know, Janet, people don't care about me. They don't know who I am from Adam, but they care about you, and that's why they're here. So if you have, just take 2 seconds and share with people why you started this business, why you became a consultant, and what you're excited about. And Janet, you would then take just a couple minutes to not only welcome your guests, but just share from your heart. That's when that punchy short story that's impactful and authentic to you will come into play. And then after that, we flow into the products, what the regimens are, the type of skin that each regimen addresses, the skin concerns that they not only treat but solve. And then I usually take the night serum capsules, the little blue night serum capsules. I break one open, and I start giving everyone a little sample just on the tops of their tops of their hand. That way they can just get a taste of what the product feels like. They can smell it. I pass around the amp roller so they can see what that feels like. So whatever products that might be your favorite thing, you can, but those capsules are nice because a little bit goes a long way, and you're not using up a bunch of products in the process. And then I talk about how they can support you. I talk about how they're here to support you and can do so by becoming a preferred customer and ordering product and walking away with the chance to get the best skin of their life. I talk about how we have a preferred customer program that is incredible and go into just a short little description of what that entails. I talk about how we are a referrals-based business, how spreading the word to other people and giving them Natalie's contact information if they have people that are going to be interested in skincare and getting hooked up themselves. That's how we operate our business, because this is the one and only launch event that we really do, because we're not a home party-based business. And then I also talk about how if they want to become a part of this incredible team, that they can do that too. And I just talk a little bit in detail about what that looks like. But that's really it. So after that, I break the room up and I let them either go, the food and beverage table is open for business. But you guys, if you took the solution tool and you want to take one of those regimens into the bathroom and use it, go for it. I have a black light that you guys can also get from your, it's a consultant only product that you can order. It's $11. You can have that black light in the bathroom and let people know what their skin looks like under the surface. It's eye-opening and shocking for a lot of people because that damage lies underneath their skin and they might not know it is there. But it is. So my skin doesn't have visible sun damage, but you look at under the black light and I look like I have leprosy. So reverse hello for everyone. But that's a fun idea to have in the bathroom. But let people get down and dirty with the products. Let them walk away and go to bed, or leave your home ready for bed, having gotten a taste of what the products can really do for their skin after just one use. Okay, that is the nitty-gritty about your big business launch. I want you guys to know, though, between now and the time you have your launch event, your launch event is not the first day that you can secure a customer. Between now and then, I want you guys, and I encourage you to have conversations. Again, you don't need to know everything on day one, but be willing to talk about what you're doing because people will be interested. And then you can just let them know, hey, all I know is that there's this amazing quiz on my website that you can take. And since I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not going to pretend to be. Let's figure out what the doctors recommend for you, and then we can have a conversation after that. But the really wonderful thing that I would encourage you guys to really work towards is make a list of those 10 people in your life that are your nearest and dearest. They are your mom, your sister, your aunt, your cousin who's your best friend, your closest sorority sister. Again, your nearest and dearest. We call those people our low-hanging fruit. It's not an awesome term, but it's our low-hanging fruit. So people that are going to support you no matter what. They're probably going to be your first customers. So practice talking about this business, talking about product offerings with them, because number one, they're going to extend the most grace to you. It's a perfect place for you to practice verbiage and just having the confidence to share something that you may or may not be comfortable sharing yet. But I want you guys to practice that. So one of your homework assignments for tonight is to, I'll give you 2 of them right now. Your first homework assignment is to propose 2 dates to your sponsor when you could have your launch event this month. So if you've just joined the business last month in February or in the past week, 2 dates to your sponsor where you could host your launch event. I don't want you to think, okay, well, they can't come because they're across the country or they're on vacation or they're on spring break. Whether your sponsor can be there in person or via Skype, both options are incredibly successful, and your sponsor will not leave you in the lurch. We have had countless Skype instances or Skype events where the consultant who is launching their business leaves the night with PSQVs over 1,500. So don't let that worry you if your sponsor can't be there in the flesh. Your event can still be a huge success. Your second homework assignment is to reach out to 5 people that you would consider your low-hanging fruit. Practice on them. Let them know, hey, listen, I would love for you to be my first customer. And if you don't want to be, that's fine. But would you mind, let me practice talking to you about this. Let them be your practice runs. Let your mom love you through that first, try of talking through the products, or talking about the business and why you're excited about it. So 5 people that you're going to reach out to before your launch event. Okay. Let's see. After your BBL, I'm going to talk just really quickly because I know we're running long. I'm going to talk really quickly about other events that we do in our team and at a city level that you guys can really take advantage of to grow your business. The first thing is that we have lots of events that we host as a team, as a broader team in Kick-Ash, and also on smaller levels. If you're a part of one of the teams underneath me. But we love working together. My leaders do an absolutely incredible job of collaborating. It's one of my absolute favorite things about this business, and they are gifts and treasures to me, and I could not do it without them. And so we love doing things together. We usually try and host one product-centered event each month, as well as one business-focused event. And what that would look like is we take a small kind of, think a BBL, think a launch event, and we put it on Facebook. So we're going to introduce people to the product. We're going to encourage them to take a solution tool. We're going to do fun giveaways. We're going to talk about each of the regimens in detail. We're going to explain our tools. We're going to talk about our favorite extra products. And then we're also going to give them a call to action of some incentive that they can be entered to win should they choose to become a preferred customer that night. One thing that we've been doing the past couple of months that we've seen a lot of success with and that we're super excited about continuing to do are lightning deals. We're going to do this lightning deal event on the 20th and 21st of this month. So mark that on your calendar, the 20th and 21st of this month. It's a Monday and a Tuesday night. The first night will be a education opportunity for your guests to learn more about the products, to take that solution tool, find out what's right for them. And then they're going to be introduced to the opportunity to save a really amazing savings on a limited number of discounted products. So night 2, we're going to have deals for all of those guests, where we are going to offer a limited number of regimens at a discounted price. We're going to offer a limited number of lash boosts at a discounted price, so on and so forth. And the moment that deal goes live, they can comment that they would like to claim that deal, and they can save some extra money on that particular special. The way that the event works, and the reason it does work, is that all of the consultants that choose to participate buy in. So we have a pot, and everyone throws in $20, and that pot is used to then reimburse those deals for the event. So super fun, very, very streamlined. We think we have it down to a science now, but it's a really wonderful way for you guys to invite people that you think might be interested in the product, and let them know that they have the opportunity to save some extra amazing savings on a product that they may or may not be, or they may be interested in purchasing. So your third homework assignment is to make a list of 20 people that you would want to invite to that particular event at the end of March. We're going to encourage you guys to invite lots more than that, but let's get your list started for that lightning deal event with 20 people that you would want to invite to that event, where they can be entered to win some fun giveaways and ultimately score some amazing deals on products. The other event that we will do at the end of this month is going to be on the 26th of this month. It's a Sunday evening. It's a business-focused event. These events really are for those that are interested, for those people that might be interested in the business. It's a really great way, no pressure environment for them to hear from people like us who have been in the business for a long time. We're going to share stories. We talk about the compensation plan. We talk about what we do as a consultant. We talk about the potential, excuse me, the potential that the business has to change your life. We talk about lots of different things that really you guys are concerned about as you make the decision to be a consultant. But it's a short and sweet event, super informative, and we always end with a call to action. Some of you guys might be consultants tonight because of an event like that. And we usually have a fun incentive for those that join our team before the end of the month. So again, a fun, no pressure way for you guys to share the business with them when you may or may not know a lot of the details about the business yet. So take advantage of that event as well. So that really is all that I wanted to talk about with you guys tonight. Susan, again, is going to come to you tomorrow night and talk in greater detail about how to reach out, language to use, how to start those conversations in a very authentic way. It's one of my favorite trainings because really we keep this process simple, and that's why it works. So tune in tomorrow night for that. We've gone over homework. Do you guys have questions for me that I can answer and be a sounding board for you?
I don't have a question.
Challenges? Yes, go for it, Janet.
Can I have some love? I just posted on your Kick Ash
Yes,
post.
of course.
And I just did it, but it was just recently and
it.
People aren't seeing it now. Can you give me some love on that post?
I would love to.
Thank you.
Absolutely, 100%. Of course. Anyone else? Are you guys all familiar with the Love for Love yet? No? Give me a thumbs up. Yes. Most of you should be. If you aren't, there's a post in Kick Ash, and also Miller's Time has one as well. But if you post something on your wall and you would like interaction on it, just comment on the post in Kick Ash that says looking for love or love for love, and just say, hey, would you guys please love on my post? And when you comment on that, the people that have also commented will then go back up. And usually we say, if you're asking for love, love on the 5 above that, just so that we keep this thread of giving back going on. But for sure, Janet, thanks for calling me and everybody else out. Anyone else?
Hey, Ashley, it's Audrey.
Hi, Audrey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to see you this weekend.
You know it. Okay, quick question. I missed like maybe 5 minutes of your little just announcement.
Rambling talk?
Mm-hmm. No, just I had to talk to my husband for a second. But I didn't know if you covered this. Is there a paper solution tool our friends and family can fill out if they're here at the BBL?
Yes, there is, but I honestly don't love it. The solution tool is short, but when it's printed out, there are lots of options that it's not compact. So let me look for that, and I'll shoot it over to you. But if you can keep it on the web form, it really is the easiest way. And I'll tell you why. At the end of the solution tool, we obviously get that wonderful little spread of products that the doctors recommend. There's no way to really recreate that in that paper form. So yes, you can create a, multiple choice questionnaire that leads them through the questions. But when it comes to the answers, it's kind of hard to recreate that on the spot for them unless they fill it out on the iPad or on your computer. If you guys don't know, there is an app, a solution tool app that you can just put on your iPad, and it loads up right there on your iPad, so you don't have to go through your website. If you haven't found that, just go to the App Store, Rodan and Field Solution Tool. It'll pop right up.
Cool. I guess the easier the better, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
Anybody else? Okay. Well, I will let you guys go then. Remember your homework assignments. There should be 3 of them. If you have any questions, just shout out and shoot me a message, and I will do my best to answer them. Guys, I am here for you. Whether you feel like I am, too far up to ask questions, know that I am not. I love each and every one of you. I am so excited that you have chosen to be on this journey with us, and know that I am available for you and here to encourage you. And I cannot wait to watch you guys rock it out. It starts with your BBL. So plan those dates and have an awesome one. Okay? Have a great night, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.